Hey everyone, welcome to day one of our Christmas in July hop. If you're anything like me, you've got a massive backlog of holiday photos just waiting to see the light of day. This week, we are finally changing that. Every day this week, I'm diving into my stash to get these festive memories scrapped and into albums where they belong. To kick things off, today's video is all about keeping it clean and easy. We're using the rule of thirds to create a balanced, beautiful layout without the stress. Grab your holiday papers, fire up your trimmer, and let's tackle that Christmas stash together. So as you saw at that beginning, I have got a thirds page today. So I'm using one sheet of paper here, which is from Vicky Bouton's beautiful Christmas collection from, I think it was 12 months ago with 49 Market. And we're using that today. And it is the mistletoe and memories one. Sorry, I had to go back and look. So I cut the first sheet into thirds, and now I'm cutting out a circle out of this sheet here because I'm going to actually stitch it. This is the most complex part of the page, I have to admit. So I am using my circle stitch guide here, which I have gotten from Some Assemblage Required. I'll put a link down below for you if you're interested. And look at it, it's so much easier when you're trying to do this. I'm not doing every single hole because today I want it to be a loose running stitch around the edge of this circle, so I am doing every second hole, and I'm using my pokey tool, or what do they call it? Its proper name is an awl, and I'm just putting it through every second hole so that I can stitch this layout. Now, as I said, I am using thirds. I'm trying to keep it simple. I want to get it done. Hopefully this week I will get a video up every single day. I have so many Christmas photos. I love Christmas and I take a million gazillion photos and I never seem to get them scrapped. So this week I'm going to get last year's Christmas individuals done, I think. If I get that done, I will be ecstatic. All right, so I am using Rustic Wilderness as my colour of choice. You could use, gathered twigs, smoked, scorched timber. You could use any colour that you really wanted to focus on, but because I'm going a bit festive with the Christmassy theme, I thought that the Rustic Wilderness would be great. So I've just inked up all of the pieces that we need. Now, the rule of thirds means that you have two panels. Well, you can have three separate different colored panels, but generally it's 2 and 1 because you're using the same piece of paper, and it allows it to be constructed together nicely. So what I've done also is I've kept the branding strip, and I also sliced off one extra strip from that paper there, the text paper, because on the reverse it had the holly. Isn't it beautiful? It's very beautiful, this kit, I must admit. I've had it sitting there since last year, and I thought this was the perfect time to use it. I have cut out a black frame that you saw me do at the beginning, and I am matching the photo first off in black. So this is my son-in-law. Why is my son-in-law the first one to kick off with? I don't know. He just makes me laugh. He is like a big gnome himself, a big Santa's elf gnome. So I am using his photo on this one. Now, at Christmas time, we went to my daughter and my son-in-law's house for Christmas Day, which was really nice. For the first time, they hosted Christmas, and we had a great afternoon there. But part of the fun was having our photos under the Christmas tree with the fancy hats. Now, my mum is the supplier of the hats this year. She went out of her way. She got all different hats, so we've all taken a photo under the tree with a different hat, and they look fabulous. I just think these were really cool photos to do, and so now I'm finally going to get them into the album. And I just, having fun on Christmas Day, it's, part of the traditions and the memories that you need, and these will be fantastic memories that everyone will look back. We have done it now for the last 2 years, where we've taken photos under the tree with Christmas hats. The first year we did it with Santa's hat. Last year we had these decorative ones, and I have a brilliant idea already for 2026, but I'll keep that for when we do it. That will be fun. All right, I have all of the bits and pieces as well from these $49 market kit. I didn't get the rub-ons. I didn't get a lot of the chipboard. That was because the supplies here in Australia were not as readily available, and by the time I got around to getting on and ordering, I was unable to pick up those pieces, but that's okay. I have enough with the ephemera that's in those packs to do more than enough layouts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some heavy layering as per usual. That's my, signature. I cannot just have it sitting there nice and flat. So what I've done is I've overlaid these library cards or notebook pads or whatever you want to call them, one on top of the other, and they're going to sit in behind the photo. I'm just inking them up a little bit. I don't want them overly inked, but I do want a bit of detail. And they're going to layer up underneath the photo, and that will give it some depth as well. So to start with, I'm just going to put all the pieces together before I put it onto the layouts, and when I'm happy, then I'll be able to do that. That will become a journaling panel as well, which is very helpful because it just builds it into the layout. And a lot of people type their journaling, but it's also very important that you put your handwriting on your layouts as well, because that's part of history as well, because handwriting is a dying art. I'm a teacher. I know people are losing the skill of being a perfect handwriter with technology and so forth. So that's why it's so important that we start putting it on our pages, so that it's there for posterity, really. Whether your family keeps it or whether future historians refer to it, it's an example of how handwriting has evolved over time. So I'm just flicking through all of the pieces, and I'm just giving you this one flick through because the projects that I'm doing this week will be using this ephemera. And I'm pulling out all the black and white because I really want to pick up the black and white color there, just because of his shirt and because of the paper on here. I pulled out that house, and I really do like it because it was his house that we were at, but I end up not using it. It doesn't actually fit the design, but that's okay. It will appear somewhere, no doubt, in the future. There are so many pieces in these packs. They're amazing. Like, seriously, there's so many pieces. You never want for ephemera when you buy one of these packs, that's for certain. All right, so I've pulled out all the black and the goldy coloured stars. I've pulled out that December moments, but then I end up not using it. I pulled out, the title, The Merriest, and because he's always merry. He's so funny. But anyway, pulled that end up, putting that back. I don't use it. I don't actually title this page. I love that little star paper clip there. I've got that little tab at the top. I'm going to use the tree, and then I'm using the boughs to build up some detail. Actually, I do end up using the title, The Merriest, I think. Let's see as we progress. I can't remember exactly. Yes, I do. And there's the snowman. We don't have snowmen here in Australia at Christmas time because it is so hot. That day there was a very hot and sticky day. It was quite a warm day for Christmas Day here in Australia. And, we live by air conditioning at Christmas. I suppose we could rug up if we wanted to, but we're all trying to cool down. So I'm just layering them up, as you can see there, putting in all the details. I'm not sure, like with the magic of editing and going off screen to put it all down, I do end up pulling in a few extra little pieces along the way. I do audition this piece, but then I decide not to. And the same with the little wordy bits. Now, off screen, I found the little snowflakes in the acetate pack, and so I've added those in as my 3 little focuses on the clusters. Now I'm putting in my Nuvo drops for my visual triangle, which I always set up on my layouts, and that's so that your eye just naturally roams around. I've gone with that pinky red color. I love it. It's really just screams Christmas to me. And that's pretty much my layout. I did do the journaling off screen, and you can just see how this has come together. Hand stitching, people, I did it. And then I have that paper clip there, which is just great. And you can just see how all of this came together quite simply. Everybody can do it. You can do it. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you like this one? Is this a hit for you? Do you use the three or the rule of thirds for your layouts? It makes a quick and simple and clean layout, and it allows you to get those memories into your albums. There is a playlist link down below. Please go and check out everybody that's playing along. Thanks, Shayla, for organising the whole week. It's great. We're going to finish on the 25th as a massive one. You want to see the photo that I picked for that day. So come back regularly. Check out what I've been doing this week for this one. And don't forget, I will constantly be adding throughout the week. Have a great week, everyone. Here's my next video for you, and I'll see you there real soon.
So let's get hopping with Kathy loves to scrap.